Is high-end stereo for me? This question comes from Isaac in England, and I will warn you, it's a long question, and I include the length of the question because I think it's important. And so forgive me for just reading instead of babbling. Isaac writes, I've been a fan of hi-fi and music for over a decade, and I'm looking for ways to improve my system and recently visited Lyric Hi-Fi in New York to hear something inspirational. They scooped me into a listening room and played me their Moon system through some mid-tier Wilsons. It was an impressive sound and very vivid, but I didn't hear anything I would want in my own home. I didn't hear what I would call delicacy in the treble. I didn't hear any new and exciting timbres or nuances. And I didn't hear a new level of emotionality that I was looking for. To me, it sounded forward. Then I think back to my favorite music listening experiences, an older Tannoy dual concentric off a KA 7100, Celestion Ditto 15S off a Charity Shop amplifier, which was like listening to double cream. I like that analogy. The guy serving me seemed a bit insulted when I suggested I had more laid-back tastes. He suggested a B&W system instead and told me he had other things to do. I didn't mention I had a lot of money to spend, but now I'm wondering if it even matters if hi-fi is for me. If my favorite experiences have been with speakers that were falling apart, should I stay in the bargain bin and find something else to spend money on? Wow. When I read Isaac's question this morning, I was going through finding which questions we would answer. And I know I say this a lot. I apologize. I have 1,700 questions. I absolutely appreciate those questions, but you know, that's a lot of questions. So I've got to go through them and do my best. I'm going to try and figure out some way to maybe at least answer them by email if I can, or maybe have someone help me, because it's wonderful to get all these questions, but it's also impossible for me to answer one a day out of all those questions. But I do pick what I find to be the ones that are most interesting, or we haven't had them before. But Isaac went to a hi-fi dealer, Lyric Hi-Fi in New York, who used to be our dealer, and great people when Mike Kay was alive, and I think Lenny runs it now. Good people, always good people, good intentions, great listening rooms. But did you notice how he felt, how he was treated at that store? The guy's like, okay, I'm showing you a great system here, Wilson's and what was it, Moon equipment, all good stuff. And it didn't suit him, and he had money to spend. He wanted to be catered to. He wanted him to say, okay, I didn't quite understand what you were looking for, so let me show you this, let me do that. Instead, they got irritated and said, buy a B&W system and get out of my store. Not literally, but you get the idea. That's something very wrong. If we can't take the time to help our fellow audiophiles out, that's bullshit. I mean, Lenny, if you're listening to this, you and I have been friends for years, and I don't know, I doubt it was you. Maybe it was one of your guys at the store, but I'm telling you, this is not right. We all have short schedules, and maybe we don't like some of the questions that get asked by people, but we have to be generous. We have to take our time and help people. It's what we do here, but we're not a store. Now, people come from all over the world, and I wished Isaac had come here. We could have worked together. I would have shown you, but I know this. I'm in Boulder, Colorado. You live in England, and you went to New York, and you went to a hi-fi dealer. You have every right to have been irritated, and they were just simply wrong. And I just, the snooty attitudes that some stores have on occasion, it just doesn't serve our industry. It doesn't serve anybody or anything very well. So End of rant with that. Should you stick with the old vintage gear? Well, I think there's a better question. I mean, sure, if it's bringing you pleasure, man, do it, because that's what it's all about. A much better way to have gone about this was for the dealer to have asked what your likes and dislikes are, okay? Now, I've been to many places. A couple of places come to mind. Of course, my memory is just shot these days. I can't remember. But there's a reviewer in Hong Kong, YK. And YK has in his home tons of vintage audio equipment. I mean, classics. And you sit and listen to it, and they have a charm to them. They have this double cream warmth that we don't have in a modern world, necessarily. They're different. They're tuned to a different set of ears in a different era. And if that's what music means to you, then we should be able to find a way to get you close. It may not be with us, but we should be able to help steer you in that direction. So I can't give you specific advice right here, right now. If you want to email me, paul@psaudio.com, I'll try and help you through some options that you might have, because I'd like to see you get into a new set of kit. And I think you can with modern equipment that are more tuned to what you're looking for. And you can do it, and you should never have been treated that way. So do I think hi-fi's or high-end is right for you? Absolutely. You just have to find the right people to help you. And I'm sorry that didn't work out on behalf of the industry. Great question, and I appreciate you sending it to us. All right, bye.